Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or whatever. It's me, and I'm wearing sunglasses. Why am I wearing sunglasses? Well, when I live in the northeast of England, where it's sort of predominantly cloudy and rainy and shitty, the first time you have a nice day, you put your prescription sunglasses on. Besides, if I don't, I'll probably get to wear them about 3 times before that's it. Very not good. Now you'll notice, unless you're absolutely blind, that I put Reductor and Mudwalker X out for free a few weeks back. Now, it's hard. Well, Friday night. It's Tuesday now. I think on campus event, but it was about 40,000 downloads. Do you know how many thank yous I got? Bear in mind that the word thank you costs you nothing. 20 spread across 3 separate forums and Vimeo. So you've got to look at this and think, why are people so ungrateful? You know, now Reductor is not a small thing to put out. This is not something that's whacked out in a couple of weeks. There's only 4 years development went on to that at one time. Now I only put it out because there was a conversation had and questions got asked about it on the Mudbox Speaker forum, right? I can't say any more than that, obviously, but and I thought, well, what the hell? So I put it out for nothing. Now, when I mentioned, because I gave a preview video, which is worth seeing, just beforehand, a lot of people said, oh, you can't sort of put this up for nothing, you should sell it, or at least put a donation button. And there was people actually begging me to put a donation button on, so I thought, fair enough. And I said, I'll tell you what, that's the reason why I don't put them on, is because last time I had a donation button for Mudwalker, bear in mind it was the first thing of its kind for the PC at the time, was revolutionary, whether you like the fucker or not. It raised 20 quid over a year and a half. Now, that said volumes to me about the 3D industry. And I am generalising here. But the vast majority of people don't feel they should put their hand in the pocket. Unless they've absolutely got to. Now, as predicted, so far the donate button, when I checked, had raised 10 quid. And that was from one guy. Now, that doesn't bother me. Because I wasn't selling it. Because I don't want to be tied to it for the rest of my life to giving tech support when I could be doing my art. But what does hurt is the lack of thank you. Now, thank you costs you nothing. I'm not asking you to put your hand in your pocket, I'm not asking you to give up some beers or a night out, or chocky bars for your son or daughter. A simple thank you will suffice. And as I did say in the help files, which apparently only about 2% of people actually read, even though I said you must read the help files or you'll miss some important shit. You know, that it's like I was asking them to give up their firstborn male child, right? I said, well, look, if you're a firm, a courtesy email to see you using it would be nice. Would I use that in promotion? Of course I fucking would. But why shouldn't I? Because at the end of the day, these firms are using something I've created and given to them for nothing. If that's too much for them, don't fucking use it. Same as the terms and conditions were rather unique. You know, it had things like do not be a dick and things like that. If you remember, the original Mudwalker terms and conditions were something rather sort of interesting. And they do contain a bit of humour. But there's some truth in that, you know, that if you're getting something for nothing, don't be a dick about it, you know what I mean? But what it's made me realise is that's it. The gravy train has fucking stopped. It's pulled in the station, everybody's got off, and they've blew up the train. The gravy train of Wayne Robson, that's it, end. Right? Because it's simply too much to do this, and I've this year alone, there's 24 hours of free DVDs went up. Mudwalker X's came out. Mudwalker, you know, bloody Reductors came out. All for free. I haven't put anything that asked you for money. The nearest you got to that was the FX PhD class, right? And people who want to put on that do, people who don't have to. Now, I think I'm not overstating that that's rather a lot of fucking shit to get for nothing. There's no saying that people don't miss what they've got until it's gone. In fact, it was in the song Little Yellow Taxi, which I remember once playing as backing musician on a cover version years ago. Actually, it survived somewhere. I'll have to try and hunt it out. My guitar playing was actually pretty damn good on that. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, so that's it. There'll be no more free stuff. now I'll probably go back to doing DVDs now. I get offers all the time. Would you like to do DVDs for us? And my rule is, if I don't respect the firm, they don't even get a reply. Right? If I don't have respect for the content they already have, they don't. That's it. I won't even acknowledge it. Now, if it's the one that I do respect, they'll get a reply, and then more often than not, it's been, well, no, thank you, not at this time. But so yeah, I'll look into that, because I've given enough shit away for free, to be quite honest. I've made enough people, you know, their lives easier. It's time I made my own life a little bit easier. It means that, yeah, I'll keep Reducto, you know, current. There's an update will be coming at some point, just to fix a couple of bugs with UAC and Windows 7 and that, you know, because Microsoft's crap. And I want to get a Linux version out there. Mudwalker X I'll keep current over the releases until either people start taking the piss, or I get bored with it and move on to something else. Simple as that. Now, everything else won't come out. I'm not going to release it commercially, because the moment even if you receive a pound for it, right, or for American, $1, right, if you take 1 cent for American, right, if you get 1 cent for a piece of software, you are then legally tied to it and tech support for the rest of your fucking born natural. Some people don't realise that. I do, right? I do not want to be tied to this stuff for the rest of my life. I don't know what I'm doing next year, never mind, you know, 20 years from now. And I'm pretty damn sure I don't want to be supporting an application, you know. So anything I invent now will be for my use only. Maybe a select group of friends. But that won't say release, yeah? You might even see it in videos and stuff, but you won't actually get to use it, because I think, you know, I've had enough of the industry taking the piss out of Wayne Robson, as it were. There's a lot of times what I don't like is being taken for granted. That really is a bugbear of mine. It has been for a lot of years, that when people take you for granted, oh, sorry, Wayne will do something. You think, well, actually, does it not cross your mind that maybe Wayne's got something else he wants to do that's not connected with 3D? Maybe Wayne has things on in his life. Maybe Wayne just wants to spend some time with the fucking kids. You know, it could be anything like that. It could be the fact that I'm going through a purple patch when I'm sculpting like I am at the moment, and I just want to, like, spend time to sculpt. And the squirt is dripping off me, just through it is indeed warm weather. I think the end went off this. Let's see what I'm trying to light. I'll have to see what time it is. 7 minutes. Seems like I am tempted to just do one long video today. I've been stuck on our connection. Net connection went tits up, right? Let's see if I can light this. See, no wind. And we're getting 1/10 of a meg at the moment. Something on a good day, 1/5 of a meg download speed, and upload speed of about 10k, right? Now today the ISP is due to change up with Virgin, and they're promising they can get it faster and more stable and not drop every 3 seconds. So I'm actually looking forward to that, and it means when I upload this, you know, that I'll be able to do a bigger file. Now, yeah, it's not cable, because we don't have cable around here, because, you know, look, see, there's fuck all around here to add cable to. You're in the middle of nowhere, and it's not financially viable for them. But you know, it'll be nice to have something a little bit faster. Now, I reckon it could be, it's somewhere between 2.6 and 8.1 meg we'll be getting on the download, which is far better than we were, but still not up to the city standards that some of you use, you know. Yeah, I've got to give my right testicle to have 100 sort of meg uploaded download, you know, like some of the people are getting on cable. But yeah, so as I say, the gravy train's dropped. People underestimate the value of a thank you, and in this case it'll cost some nice free tools every now and again, because it is a case of how many of you, you know, have learned something from at least one of my videos over the years. How many people have used, or at least tested out one of my programs, even if it's just to try and pick holes in it, right? Because I know some people do that, which I think is why Reducto maybe annoyed some people, because you know, let me put it this way, and this is confrontational, I know, and it's intended as such in a way. Now, back in the day, when Pixelogic released Decimation Master, it was heralded as the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread. And all it is a quadratic algorithm. In fact, I can even tell you which code library they used to pull it from, because the original XE, which is now a DLL, was exactly the same size. Bit of a tip there, guys. Now, I release reductor which contain and Mudwater X, which between them contain no less than 3 absolutely unique polygon reduction algorithms. They all work very well, all for different types of jobs. As I say, 20 thank yous out of, you know, nearly 40,000 downloads, taking the piss a bit, I think, you know, and that's the tin hat on it, because there's a lot of work in there, and I know this stuff works. I've been using it for fucking years myself. You gotta remember, Reducto's been my tool for a long time, and it means I can often get things that are heavier into a render for a still than other people, because I don't dick around with displacement maps very much these days. I have other technology that I'm using, again, stuff that I won't share. Not to say I don't use it, yeah, I don't always use displacement maps, I do, you know, to clients and stuff, but stuff for me, I have different technology I use. I don't share a lot of it because I know what's going to happen if I do. It'll be ripped off in a heartbeat, same as I fully expect the parts kit features of Reducto to be ripped off wholesale, probably by the end of the year. And then people will conveniently forget that mine did this job better before, you know, whichever company rips it off. I know fine well what's going to happen, right? Because you call me a cynic, but let's just watch and see, okay? It's flattering, yes. It does get a bit flattering that people think something's nice enough to copy, but it's still bloody copying, right? And it doesn't make me a damn cent, and it'll be making them a lot of money. So yeah, cynical little bastard. But I am 41 tomorrow. Tomorrow is my 23rd birthday. 41 years on this planet. Right now, because this is the 22nd today, right? Tuesday, and it's somewhere around 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that. Have a look at the time. My mother would be just sitting in the house with my dad at 9 Victoria Street in concert, wondering when I was about to make an appearance. And of course I did. It was a, let's just say it was a, it wasn't a straightforward birth, you know. I've said before, and it's right, that technically when I was born dead, you know, and I came to, which my mother always believed. The old school thought was if that happened, the child was born for a reason. Now it seems my reason on this planet is basically to piss people off, you know, just judging by their, you know, sort of opinion at times. Not everybody, but some people. But yeah, so 41 years is a long time, and I do have to start thinking about my family's future. Now, I've said before, having a name in 3D is incredibly easy. I could teach anybody watching these videos how to do it and get a name. Equally up there with mine. Oh look, there's a rat, or a dead rat anyway. And I've always said, when the time comes, I'll probably actually do one big lecture somewhere nice and say, this is how you can get a big name in 3D. Very, very easy. Easy as falling off a log. In fact, it's so simple, most people overlook it. You find the solutions to most problems are incredibly easy. And once you realise it's easy, it's just a matter of working it out, which is the hard bit, ironically. But yeah, it's a name means nothing. It is absolutely worthless. You can't go to your bank manager and say, hey, I have this great name in the field of 3D, or I have this great name in boxing, or whatever. It doesn't mean shit. It's down to capital, it's down to what do you own, what do you have that is worth something. My name ain't worth shit, right? Not on a financial setting. If I go to a bank tomorrow, he'd laugh at me, you know. But I know full well I'm capable of doing quite a lot of different jobs in 3D. I'm not sure whether that sort of annoys people, pisses them off, whether they're just sceptical. But every time I go up my way, you know, it's like the goalpost move, right, for Wayne. There's a set of goalposts that say, but you can't do this, or you're not as good as this guy. They say, okay. So you got your way, and you say, right, let's see if I can get that standard. You do, and then all of a sudden, but you can't do this. And the goalposts keep moving. They've moved my entire life, and it's not just 3D. It's been the same since I was a kid. There would always be another set of goalposts, another target, all the way. And that's part of the attraction, but also it's annoying because it does seem at times, and I know this sounds can sound a bit weird, but it is like there's a different set of rules for me. That people have one set of rules for them and their friends, and one for me. Like when I was over in Canada, I heard some of the craziest fucking rumours about me over there, right, in Vancouver. If they were all true, I'd either be dead, insane, or in prison, right? Obviously, I am none of these. Well, maybe slightly flirty, but not insane, you know. don't run around with an axe or something. I've heard stories that I'm a raging alcoholic, which is interesting because, you know, I'm drinking water at the moment. I go out once a week with my brother, have 2 pints, exactly 2 pints, and I come home. Once a fortnight I might go to my parents and have another 2 pints. You know, so let's say over a fortnight, that's what? 10 pints, right? 20 units spread over 2 weeks. Well under the levels they advise as the sort of maximum. Drink's never been my big thing, hasn't been since I was a kid. You know, well, saying kid, teen, late teens, early 20s. I have been known occasionally to have a blowout, but again, if you've got 2 kids, hangover is not an option, right? It's fucking painful when you have kids screeching on when you have a hangover. So I don't bother. Besides, it's, you know, the social aspect is things that I enjoy more than the whole drinking thing. I don't like the hangover-ish thing, I never have done. Don't like the feeling shitty the next day. You know, being drunk, yeah, it's alright, but I'm not going to ruin my liver and stuff for it, you know. I've heard that I'm hard to work with, which is quite interesting, because half of these people have never worked with me. The people who have, as far as I know, have never had a problem. There's nothing but nice things. So, again, yeah, I'm not going to say I'm paranoid, but it's not. Because if you actually look and notice on the net, and I know some of you have, that you notice that there's a different set of rules that seem to apply. Now, is this because I've pissed off a number of people over the years? Is it because I call it like I see it, whether you like it or not? The fact that some of you don't like at times the things I say? It's like, you know, I remember back when I said that doing 3D environments was easy. And I think my quote was, it's as easy as falling off a log. And I said, oh, come on guys, it's not as hard as you're making out. And somebody from a certain firm had said to a mate of mine, hey, he's talking bullshit, he can't do it. Can't walk the walk. So yeah, what did I do? I did the cathedral interior and exterior. Point proven. It is actually quite easy if you break them down. Whereas organic stuff, you've got things like anatomy, and even if your anatomy's right, it doesn't mean the character necessarily looks good or it's a good design. There's a whole host of things going to organic modelling. There's what I call, there's good, there's mediocre, and there's shit. Now the vast majority of everybody's in the mediocre category. There are very few, I wouldn't even say artists, I would say single renders that people have put out that are in the excellent category. And mostly you do not see people do more than one. I'm not sure I've ever done one yet, to be honest. I don't feel like I have. And to me it's not this big sort of thing, you know. It's, to me it's I was checking there wasn't on the macro button there. To me it's, there's times I can't stand look at a model. Sometimes because I've just dumped it mentally and I don't want to look at it, you know. I don't want to infect the next one. Other times because I only see the problems. But art is, and I've got sweat there dripping off me, which I'm sure is highly attractive. I'm going to try and put this down with a juggle here, get that drip off my you know, that it's not released, it escapes, and it's right. And it's said, you know, I think it was Picasso that said that good artists are inspired, great artists steal. I will steal mercilessly. Take for example a couple of the models I did recently. Now if you look at there's a sort of guy with a pointy head. The head was from a speed sculpt, and I sculpted the rest of the, you know, on Friday, Saturday. Now the triangular shape is taken from a cartoon character, not the actual look of it, just the fact that it was triangular heavy, and same as the ends of the limbs were heavier than the rest of it, and the rest of it was thin. In fact, if you look carefully, you can see if you stretch it out a bit shaggy, or Scooby-Doo. Right? Now let's take the one of that little ball-shaped guy I did on Sunday night. And I did that start to finish Sunday night, you know. That was taken from, it was a sketch that I'd done after seeing a bit of graffiti in London. I can't remember where the hell it was. It was somewhere on one of the back streets when I go wandering around when I'm in London. Strange places, you know, just to look around. I have all sorts of strange back streets and stuff when I'm places. And I remember thinking, that's cool. And I did a little sketch in my sketchbook at the hotel. And it was basically just a very simple few lines. So that is taken from somebody else's idea. Now, silhouettes to me, as long as you're not, see if you were taking something, let's say a Gears of War character, and you're taking that silhouette, that is plagiarism. However, if you have a very simple shape, you know, like a sphere, and a couple of sort of gesture lines. That's not, right? That is nowhere near. That has been inspired. And that's what I mean by I will steal mercilessly if I see a good silhouette. I look everywhere. That's why I'm constantly looking around. You've got to learn to look past the obvious and see sometimes the things that people are missing. It's like you can look at the detail and get stuck with the detail and not look at the main forms. That's it for now. This is a perfect idea. I'll have to get a bit closer because you won't see it, otherwise I'll see how long this has been on. Oh, 20-minute video. You are doing well today. What's the battery doing? Can't actually fucking see. Right. Let's take the bit on that tree there, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's a tree with leaves. I don't. I can see that becoming quite an interesting dragon head. You know. So I'm looking at the forms. I'm also looking at the secondary forms as well that aren't as obvious on this, granted. So I do look at a lot of this and I'm going around and it gives me ideas. If something's especially good, and to be honest, a really A1 solid silhouette of form is a gold dust. And that's why when artists find them, they often will do a few versions with similar silhouettes. It's difficult to find a new silhouette that's strong, and to me the silhouette must always be strong. So I was having a conversation with Terrell Whitlatch, you know, when we were over in Vancouver, and we were on about the whole thing of form and silhouette, and she was talking about the George Lucas's big strongest point, treating him as an art director, was the fact he knows immediately what's a strong silhouette for on screen, right? Now I'm not going to get into the whole discussion about all that, you know, beside the point, but it's that's sort of similar to my thinking. You must have a strong silhouette. Now, it's like anatomy to me is a constant battle. Anatomy doesn't come easy to me. Now, for years the knowledge was up there, but it didn't translate to my hands, and I was never sure why. I could draw it out, you know, I could visualise, close my eyes in my head, I could see the you know, the insertion points of muscles, you know, how they're related to one another, what happened when they're flexed or extended, all that, right? But it wouldn't translate down onto a model, which had me frustrated. You know, I could do it in clay, but I couldn't do it in mud box, ZBrush, 3D, I couldn't do anything like that. And it took a while for me to actually, I went back over and relearned it. And I broke it down into very simple interlocking shapes, very similar to Bridgman stuff. If you've ever read the Bridgman books, if you haven't, hunt them out and get them, seriously, because they'll help you out a lot. But I used a series of interlocking shapes, but it was, as I think, sort of like a programmer, it was with a set of rules. Think of it like a flow chart. Is this limb extended? Is it, you know, is it flexed? If so, what shape is it? And then it would go, okay, that's the bicep with that shape, tricep. So that works right for me, but it doesn't work for everybody else, because I'm a bit weird like that. But yeah, so anatomy, some people find it easy, that makes perfect sense. Other people, just, it's a battle. And to me, I needed a more programmatical approach. Then it made sense. I think the weakest area is still upper legs, you know, thighs and feet. Need to put more work in thighs and feet. Now you see, I'm one of the few artists that admit where their weak areas are. Now they won't be my weak areas for long, because I'm actually going out of my way at the moment to see how far I can stretch and pull and warp human anatomy and animal anatomy before it totally falls apart. There's no fun in just doing muscly bloke number 47, you know, of your life, or muscular horsey with oak on the top, number 445,806, right? You can say, okay, let's mix these together, but let's change it round and see what happens if I stick an upper arm coming out the top of his head, connecting to a backwards hand acting as a foot, which is what I did in the bald guy. And the anatomy on that was quite interesting, trying to make it work together, because you've got to either draw out, or in my case a lot of the time I'll just close my eyes and I'll think through the anatomy, and how the skeletal structure will sort of link together. Now occasionally I'll cheat, right? Occasionally I'll cheat with the anatomy bit, but most people don't notice. And if you could see a skeleton, you'd understand that, you know, maybe sometimes I'll be treating, you know, the shoulder not like a clavicle and, you know, stuff like that, but more as a sort of hip joint. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I do cheat like that, but most people don't know, and the people who do are in the minority, to be honest. But yeah, so that's my sort of sort of views on that. Anatomy is he says, scratching his nose, is important. Don't underestimate it. Don't just limit yourself to bloody human anatomy though, because actually, if you learn human anatomy, I find the one that makes the most sense then is the anatomy for big cats like panthers or lions and stuff like that. Then, once you've got that, that translates well to other animals, and you cover a whole host of quadrupeds then with a sort of minimal tweaks. You can mix and match them together. Now, the trick is joining parts together in a natural way, where the much muscular or skeletal structure does not fit. Okay, sometimes you'll find this is a great form, but the skeleton does not fit. It doesn't. There's like a gap there, if you know what I mean, and not that bit won't connect to that. So you've got to create something so that it does, and that's a skill. To me, I think that's one of my biggest skills, is the fact that I can make things sort of skeleton work together, bits that aren't supposed to. You know, it'd be easy. It'd be like you know, let's say instead of you having your head, have a hand with eyes for the head, right? You can actually make something like that work, right? Anatomically. Give it a go, try things like that. Because the more you think about it, the more you sketch, the more you know, the more you're basically thinking more than anything else, the better. With me, the best time is now, when I'm doing my walks. It's perfectly silent, and I can work my way through. Sometimes I just walk around, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle or test, sort of adding, you know, the femur to the delta, sort of deltoid sort of area, you know, as well. See what happens if I put a leg on the shoulder. Think just crazy shit like that, right? And it comes in handy later on down the line. There you go. Little thoughts, peek inside the grey matter up there. There's a whole host of shit up there. You know, I've said a few times the last week that ideas are never my problem, either as an artist or as a programmer. Time to do them is. It makes me sad in the way that I've only got one life, because if there was two of me, I'd get twice as much done. You know, I would say that I've given me a team of programmers and I could produce some fantastic things, but they're not things you could do alone. You'd need a team of guys. And people always say, oh, I'll do it, I'll be on your team, but it always comes down to the fact you're only as strong as the weakest member. If one guy's not pulling his weight, you're fucked, right? Which is one reason why, but again, it sounds strange. Part of me likes the software side and the programmer side. The other half, the artist, detests that side and sees it as necessary evil. But both work well together. As a programmer, I can pull on stuff from the artistic side and say, okay, I need this tool, and this is why I need it and what I want it to do. And then the artistic side can look at the programming side and say, ah yes, but that's shit, because that just doesn't work, it's not intuitive. You see, so it works, and it's sort of an interesting hybrid that I've got inside my head. I'm not unique with it, you know, by any such imagination, but there's not many of us, put it that way. But yeah. Well, that's my mega Waynecast today, which will only go up if, I'll go in one piece if the connection's fast enough, otherwise I'll split it up as before. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, because it's a bit more, I can get more of my flow of it a longer length of time, you know what I mean? Which the years has been a longer length of time a day. But it's a nice day. Yeah, so bottom line, drive train stopped. That's it for you till the end. But however, you know, still got Reducto out there and stuff like that, and all the other stuff will still exist, as I say, until I get to the point where I think people are taking the piss a wee bit too much. But that does not mean if somebody wants them to disappear, to simply take the piss and that'll make them go away. I'm not an idiot, and I know if somebody's doing it on purpose, or if somebody's just, you know, basically an insensitive bastard. But we'll see, right? But anyway, I'm more interested at the moment of trying to feed my bloody family, you know. I think I'm probably the only person that uses LinkedIn that doesn't take it incredibly seriously. And I changed my status back from doing the FX PhD stuff to, you know, back to freelance. You know, and that's basically, it's right, because freelance is forever sort of, it's like, well, you know, when I explain walking, it's basically controlled falling. And that's what freelance is, controlled falling. You know, there's always going to be a time when the money is not there, and you've got to be very careful. Now at the moment, I have no money. I will be absolutely flat broke on my birthday. So unless somebody, like my mother or father or the wife, is prepared to take me out for a drink or a meal, I won't be going anywhere. That'll be my birthday. Now is it right for somebody who gives so much to the industry, he says in a sarcastic voice, to be sitting in the house, bored out of his fucking skull his birthday? Some people would say it is, actually. You know. But I always say I do what I do, I try to help. Some people don't want to be helped though. Some people feel when you're helping them that they somehow they're beholden to you. And they resent that. Now to me, if somebody helps me, I thank them. And if it's helped me a lot, right, I'll make sure that when I'm at a similar level, I thank them again and make people realise where my knowledge comes from. I've done it a few times, you know. So I don't see what else to put on that, but I would say that it's sort of important. You know, there's not only me out there in the world. However, I do have a massive output of free stuff. Now it's weird how he's in a thing to put it in perspective in case somebody thinking I'm just being a bastard for saying not putting free stuff out. Last time I released a DVD, right? You get the usual sort of 15 or 20 thanks, right, out of the sales, and they get loads of sales out of it, but only a handful of people actually say thank you, even if it's free stuff. However, when the same DVD was pirated, bear in mind I'm my own publisher a lot of the time. I was up till, you know, I went to FSPHD. So you got to cut down the piracy side. And what did I see? 112 people saying thank you to the pirate. I'm thinking, don't say fucking thank you to him, say thank you for me for making it. But yeah, that's one of the things that pisses me off. You know, uploading something and you get 100 odd thank yous, actually create stuff and give it away for nothing, you get next to none. Tell me that's right and I'll call you a fucking liar. Right, I'm calling it a day on this lovely little vista there. I'm doing a short walk today because I haven't been out for a walk for a long time. I'm a bit out of condition, put a lot of weight on, got to get it all off. Right, I'll see you all. Remember, freelance artist, not just a source of fucking freebies. Bye bye.